around the world, economies are crumbling. Since the coronavirus outbreak, the price of every vital commodity has fallen.
We're seeing a lot of these markets hit.
Coronavirus has oil below $50 a barrel. U.S. demand in China has dropped off substantially.
You're impacting the demand for copper, iron ore, even gold is going down.
America's Department of Labor has recorded the highest ever number of new unemployment claims in the past 2 weeks, just under 10 million.
Governments had modelled the impact of a pandemic on their economies, but were in no way prepared.
It's caused a unique economic crisis, the impact of which will be greater on some industries in particular.
The industries which are hit hardest are those which are related to the consumer. So that's retailing, that's entertainment, that's hospitality, both hotels and restaurants, many of which have simply been locked down. And many of these companies will have high costs, which they'll need to keep meeting. So suddenly you have lots of costs continuing and absolutely no revenues, which is the worst possible outcome for
jobs
these
being lost and businesses going to the wall. Everyone is feeling the pain.
It's up to governments to step in where the private sector is unable to support employment. Without doing that, we could end up in a
All right. Hi, guys. Hi. Good morning. All right. So before we're going to go into our session today, welcome to how to 3x your income. So before we go into that context, I'd like everybody to actually please share, share this post so that more people will be listening in. Okay. Of course, today is a Saturday morning. So I guess that some people are just woken up kind of stuff. Okay, from here, but I'm really glad. Good morning. Hey, Amy, you guys from US. Well, by the way, you saw the video just now, and the video was actually done by one of our entrepreneur, young female entrepreneur. Actually, I think she's in Melbourne. At this time, 10 o'clock in Melbourne, probably 1 o'clock or something. I hope you're there. Yeah, Nikita. Thank you for that video. It was pretty nice. So we kind of extracted, and we say that more people should actually take a look at that. So welcome. Good morning, everybody. Please share so that more people can actually be listening to what we're going to talk about today, which is truly very, very important because we are talking about how we can 3x our income in the pandemic, all right, in that process. We believe that what we have seen just now in terms of the news, and then there were really major crises that is actually happening. Well, by the way, 3 weeks ago, we actually had a coffee talk, remember? 3 weeks ago, that was the third week of last month. So we were talking about, we have a coffee talk, and then we talked to people about the 15 industries that was badly hit. We also talk about what are the booming industries at the time of a pandemic. And at the same time, we also tell you an introduction of what a crisis-proof business is all about. We also talk a little bit about what our personal mindset, attitude, and what are the actions that we can actually take. So today is more like a continuity. So for those of you who had actually missed out 3 weeks ago, it's fine. You can just go back to our iTeam World at Facebook and take a look at that. But that was more like a coffee session. So there were young entrepreneurs actually talking to me at the same time. But today, let us spend more time to tell you how you can take 3x the income, but at the same time, we also want you to actually understand. At the same time, today I will be taking a lot of your live questions. So if you have any questions, you get ready so that you can actually ask it, and I'll try as much as possible to actually answer those questions for you. So today, what is most important is talking about this context here, how we can 3x our income in the period of pandemic. And as a matter of fact, what happens was, ever since late January, when China had this COVID-19, which the rest of the world was, okay, it's gonna be such a big deal. China is gonna handle it. But now today, we're hundreds of countries, and then today we are talking about millions of people infected, and we're talking about close to 300,000 people who are already dying of the COVID-19. So the pandemic is serious. So the impact is tremendous on a lot of economy. And of course, there are certain industries that are even more badly hit than some others. So that's why we tell people is that instead of being freezed up and not doing something about it, what you should do is at this moment of time of pandemic, you should review yourself and at the same time take a close look at about, let's say you are on a job. So you take a closer look into your job. Is it going to be sustainable? Is it going to be still around? So you are talking about, even if you can still keep your job, you may be talking about, you know what, the whole economy will be in tremendous this recession, or some people say depression. So how are we going to maximize all this? So today what we're going to talk about is this very important context, how we can leverage here. So if you are interested, please leave more message, and then please at the same time share to as many friends as possible. Share to your personal page, share to your FB, and then leave a comment here. Those of you who are interested, 3x your income right now. Leave it into the comment. Put it down, 3x. Put it down, 3x. Leave it in your comment. All right, leave it into this comment now, and then we're going to go straight into the topic, and we're going to tell you how are we going to go about this. Well, most people will be thinking, hey, Kelvin, you got to tell me how did your sales, your businesses actually grow by 150%? By the way, some of you who have missed our 3 weeks ago sharing, we told people in January, in February, in March, and then in March, we were in Malaysia, we were all in lockdown. Some of you were in lockdown, I know in New York, probably also somewhere in March. And in Philippines, in different countries. Well, those guys who are in Taiwan, you guys are great. You don't even have to lock down. So you have really been controlling the COVID-19. But yet what I'm saying to you, ladies and gentlemen, is during at this time, of this period of time, most people are thinking, you know what, Kelvin, please tell me how I'm going to 3x this income. Before I go into how you're going to 3x your income, there is one more important context that I want to talk to you is why are we in this? Why are we in this? Most people pay a lot of attention into how you want to build this thing, how you want to 3x my income. But what I want to share with you, ladies and gentlemen, is this. Yet a lot of people think that, hey, you know what? I know health industry is growing at this moment of pandemic. Why? Because of fear. You get what I'm saying? So you can see all the medical supplies of gloves, supplies of masks, and then any form of medical equipment that is related to COVID-19. All their shares and all the businesses are actually growing. At the same time, e-commerce is also growing at this moment of time. Internet business, Zoom, video conferencing, all these related businesses. So many people pay attention to the what. And some people pay attention, you know what? How can I do it? How can I do this? What I want to pay attention, before we go into how, is we want to ask you a simple question is, why are you doing this? You know what? This guy, his name is called Simon Sinek. I mean, he's a very popular leader now, very influential. And in here, he shared about the golden circle. What is the golden circle? Instead of most people go like this, from inside out. That means they take a look at what are they doing, how to do it, without initiating from within. Why are you in it in the first place? So that's why a lot of people going into entrepreneurship. They started for 12 months, 18 months, and then they gave up. You get what I'm saying? Why? Because they're only focusing on what they can do, how they do it. But why are they doing it that are not their core values? So that's why many people actually gives up. So my suggestion to you is, instead of from outside in, you should be from inside out. So instead from why, then to how, then to what you should be, what you should do at the same time. So like my asking of you is that at this moment of time, yes, many people are locked down, and many people are already getting all kinds of different news that is actually now in the market. Can you imagine? Yesterday, somebody actually sent me this. Let me share with you. Somebody shared to me. Now, by the way, I'm in Malaysia, so there was this information. 7 well-known businesses in Malaysia that has shut down. Probably when did it shut down? This was the time that it was actually shut down. Okay, from here. So what happens? What are the business? Asprit. Do you remember Asprit? Okay, there was the fashion, and then what else that was shut down? From here, yeah, Asprit was the one, and then there's other companies that were shut down. Hotels. I used to be in hotel industry. I still remember I was studying hotel management. I had a diploma in hotel management and catering, and I was working as a receptionist. I would check in, check out. But within 3 months, I fired my boss. The reason is very simple. You get what I'm saying? Because I know that I cannot survive from paycheck to paycheck. Look, today, there's so many people that are losing their job because they are surviving through paycheck to paycheck. So at that moment of time, I started to be aggressively into the business. Then in the end of the day, I started my business when I'm 20 years old, and that's how my life completely changed. So when I look at these hotels that is closing down, look, big hotels, we're talking about 200 rooms, 300 rooms, and then also printing companies. This was a printing company that has more than about 12 magazines, and you will not be seeing all these magazines in the future after post-pandemic. Why? Because they are closed down too. Look, there are even other hotels. Look at this hotel, Jer's Hotel. All right, it is closed down too. All right, so take a look at this. Oh, there was also another advertising firm. There was an advertising firm. Where was that? Okay, look. All right, so that's why it is truly important that you must understand at this moment of time, before you find out how you're going to do it, my suggestion to you is you take a look at why you should be doing it. So I would like to share with you, why are we doing it? In the very beginning is this. Most people today, because once their salary, their paycheck is affected, or somehow their businesses is actually affected, what people pay attention to is basically their wealth. But let me ask you this question. Would you be happy? Would you have a happy life if you have wealth, but you don't have health? Look, ladies and gentlemen, most people will tell you, no, health is wealth. If you don't have health, I got nothing. You get what I'm saying? No matter how big I have a company, no matter how much money I have, how many cars I have, how many properties I have, without health, you have nothing. You get what I'm saying? So what? And then let me ask you a question. If you have health, you have wealth, but you have no freedom of time, do you think you would want to have this kind of life? Obviously, no, you would say. No, I want freedom of time, especially young people today, the new millennials. They want to make money, but they want to have freedom of time. Why? Because they want to have their way of lifestyle. Different people are different with different kind of lifestyle they aspire to have. But at the same time, we also want to take care of our family. So sometimes some people ask this, you know what, why are you working so hard? Why are some entrepreneurs willing to take so much risk? Why? Because at the end of the day, they are not doing it for themselves. They're also doing it for their family. So my question to you is, why you should be coming into this business instead of me just telling you how to 3x your income. What I truly want to share with you is why you should do this. Because at the same time, if you take up this challenge, if you take up this home-based business, what you will be actually receiving is you are building this together. So at the same time, you have health, you have wealth, you have freedom of time. That's why we call ourselves Happy Life Engineering. So that's why we tell you that is why we are doing it. But my question to you is this. Look at this list here. Most people will probably live until 80 years old. Yeah. Oops. Okay. Most people will probably live until 80 years old. Okay, from here. But most people will, start work. I know different countries may be slightly different, but probably around 20 plus, you will start working, and then you'll be working for 40 years, right until 60. But by the way, different countries have different retirement age. Some is 60, some is 62, some is 65. But still, what I'm saying to you is this. If you take at the perspective of your whole life, from 0 to 80, all right? And then your working life from 20 plus to 60 plus, you are talking about 40 years out of 80, literally means that half your life you will be working for people. So my question to you is, half of your life you'll be working. Why work for people when you can work for yourself? So my sharing today would encourage you to start your own business. Instead of having a job, create your own job. Why? Because you can create your own home-based business. All right, that's how the 5% of the people end up to be that 5%. You see this? So my question, my encouragement to most people is, take a look at this. You'll be working. I've seen so many people. Today they are all fear. Today they got fired, or today they are so fearful that they might not have their job in the 3 months, 5 months, 6 months down the road. But what I'm saying to you is this: before this actually happens, in fact, most of them, 9 out of 10 of people having a job or working for somebody else, they're not happy at all. They complain, but yet they doesn't want to change. So my suggestion to you is take a look at what you should be doing. Now, majority of the 95% are employees. So what happens is, take a look at an employee, for example, here. I normally do this. All right, I ask people like this: do you still remember your first pay? Well, some people has been 15 years ago, 20 years ago, or for some people maybe just 5 years ago. Now, do you still remember your last pay? Okay, from here, your last pay. So what do? You use your last pay and minus your first pay. Use your last pay minus your first pay. What do? You actually find a difference. So the difference is this. So for example, your first pay is 1,000. Now, by the way, I'm in Malaysia, so let me speak in ringgit. Allow me so, all right? So what you do is that you just make an assumption that you are in different currencies. So let's say 1,000. Your last pay is 10,000. Use 10,000 minus 1. That is a 9,000 difference. So the difference is 10 years. For some people, it takes 10 years to make 10,000 ringgit in a working job. But what I'm saying to you is some people even 15 years, 20 years can't even be making 10,000. But what is the difference of 9,000? 9,000 difference is literally 2,000 difference in terms of USD. Can you see that difference? All right, from there. But what I'm saying to you is this: 10 years for a difference of 2,000. If I can teach you to make 2,000 US dollars an extra income with only half a year, would you be willing to do so? Why spend for 10 years? You get what I'm saying? Why is that so important? Remember the diamond shape we are talking about: health, wealth, time. Look, ladies and gentlemen, time is your most precious commodity. You can lose money, you can make it back. But time is something that once it's over, it's over. You know what I'm saying? You can't buy back time. So time is the most precious commodity. So what I'm saying to you, ladies and gentlemen, is take a look at this. And then why is this so important? Because when you make that change, your life will be transformed. Let me ask you this question. This year, 2020, for those of you probably with having a job, let's say you're paid 4,000 ringgit a month. Let me ask you this question. By the end of the year, what do you think you would have to pay? Provided you still have a job, yeah? From there. Now, for 2020 or 2021, you can forget about any form of increment, right or not? That is provided you still have your job, okay, from there. So you can probably forget about that. So now the next question is, how do I 3x my income? So the offer for you is very simple. Start a home-based business, all right? And a business that is actually growing at this time of the pandemic. So all you need to do, what is the difference? Take a look at this. There is this figure here, 2,880. I'm going to come back to this figure, so you just remember this, 2,880, okay, at this moment of time. So what happens is what does 2,880 USD represents in Malaysia? We're talking about 12,000. So if you look at this figure, from 4,000, make another 2,880, you make 12,000, you are literally tripling your income by building your home-based business. So we're going to come to how we're going to do that later on, okay, in that basis. But first is you got to figure out why are we doing it? So that's, we truly understand, because we understand that we are a happy life engineer. And then we truly understand that during this our model of businesses is a very crisis-proof business. But the next question to you is why you should be doing it. So this is something that you should ask yourself. So I'm going to share with you why you should be doing it. Look, there is these two circles here that is truly important. One is the wellness trend. The other one is the e-commerce trend. Okay, from here. So what you see here, basically, these two circles comes together. But at this moment of time, this is truly a crisis-proof business. It is already proven in COVID-19. Truly, we have been talking about this before, way before COVID-19. But yet, when we tell people, health is very important, immune system is very important, people doesn't take care of this. Why? Because all they know is that I have a secure job. But when COVID-19 strikes, then suddenly they understood. They don't just understand that their job is not secure, but at the same time, they understood that the immune system is the first line and the last line of defense. No way you can prevent it. If you got infected, there is no drugs. There is no medicine. There is nothing that can cure you. There is no vaccine now at all. But yet, there are many of them who recovered. How? By their own immune system. So why we call this a business that is crisis-proof? Because when the economy is good, you get more consumers. When the economy is bad, you get more builders. Do you see the picture? Okay? Do you see that picture? All right, in that sense? So why is this happening? That is why in January, in February, in March, we actually grew by 150%, okay, from there. So now, let me tell you this. we all know that the e-commerce trend is here to stay. Remember, we were talking about during this last couple of months, you just go and look, go and Google and search for yourself. What is the shares of Tencent, Microsoft, Alibaba, Zoom, Shopify, Amazon.com? You truly understand that this is crisis proof. You know what I'm saying? So that's why we are saying to you is that wherever you are today, you can start a home-based business related to internet, related to e-commerce, as long as you have internet connections. You know what I'm saying? Why are we today live and we are meeting each other online? Obviously, you have an internet connection. So that's why here we are asking you. Let me ask you this simple question. If I ask you this simple question, in the next 5 to 10 years, let me ask you this, okay? So please leave your comment into the comment group. Let me ask you this. Next 5 to 10 years, internet business, e-commerce business, would it go up or would it go down? Leave your comment, up or down, up or down. Most people will say, obviously, next 5 to 10 years, internet business, e-commerce business is going to go up. So please leave the comment inside in your comment. Put it in there, up for sure. You get what I'm saying? Now, it is not something that needs any rocket science. But the fact is this, ladies and gentlemen, if you know the truth that for the next 5 to 10 years, internet business, e-commerce business is going to go further up and away. The problem is, do you want to remain as a consumer or you want to be part of the journey that is going to transform and change your life completely? That is the question that I'm going to ask to you. Now, the second thing is, remember the two rings? Wellness trend and, of course, the e-commerce trend. So the wellness trend and e-commerce trend, take a look at the wellness trend, the wellness industry. We always tell people that the wellness industry for the next 5 to 10 years, let me ask you that simple question again. Before I ask you that simple question, I can tell you that the wellness trend is going to go further up. Why? More and more people will pay attention to diseases. Look, by the time when I became an entrepreneur, I came into the health industry when I was 20 years old. Those days, that was like so many years ago, 28 years ago. So then, being a young entrepreneur, I was talking to people about immune system. I was talking to people about health. I was talking to people about prevention of cancer. I was talking to people about prevention of heart diseases. But people doesn't listen to you. Why? Because those days, health consciousness is a little bit lower. But today, more and more people are more health conscious for 3 simple reasons. Number one is bacteria and viruses pandemic is repeating itself again and again. Look, ladies and gentlemen, COVID-19, this is not the first virus. We have tons of virus before. We have Ebola. We have H1N1. We have SARS. We have so many. And by the way, COVID-19 will not be the last. Yes or no? Yeah. You get what I'm saying? So because of that, number 2, diseases are affecting more younger people. When I was a young health person who is building the entrepreneur those days, when I talk to people, when I meet somebody who had got cancer, that was like 20 over years ago. When I meet somebody who has cancer, most of the time, this person is about 45, 55, 65 years old. You know what I'm saying? When I meet somebody who has got diabetes, most of the time, this person was 45, 50, 60 years old. But today, you have cancer people 40, 40, 20, 10. We have babies, children. We have every countries, every major cities. We have cancer wards. They're especially for kids, especially for children. Why? Because more and more diseases are affecting younger people. You won't be surprised. 2 days ago, I just heard one of my relatives was so sad. The mother was crying and sobbing and crying so much. Why? Because the son, 19 years old. Listen to me, hear me right. 19 years old. He sleeps and he didn't wake up. Can you picture that? Can you picture that? As a mother, went to the son's room, tried to wake up the son, and then suddenly feels that the hand is all stiff. You get what I'm saying? From there, and she was screaming and screaming and screaming until today, 2.5 days later, he still couldn't accept the fact that her son is gone. But what I'm saying to you is these are the things that keep on happening. All right, kids with cancer, diabetes, all kinds of diseases. Yes, of course, it takes COVID-19 to wake everybody up. But yet, there is also one more reason why health industry will continue to go up, ladies and gentlemen, is because of an aging global population. Every part of the world Yes, people are aging, people are dying on the older age. Those days, you can survive until 60, 65. Now you can survive to 75. I don't know about other countries. Malaysia is about 76, 78. Okay, from there, so some countries are about 80, 80 something. But yet, people are living longer, but it doesn't mean that people are living healthier. Do you see that? So most of the time, they spend all the money on the older age to actually do just for medical. So is that worth that kind of life? No, you would not. So I will leave this question back to you again. For the next 5 to 10 years, let me ask you this question. Would you think that health industry will go up or go down? Leave it into the comment again. Leave it into the comment again. For the next 5 to 10 years, do you think that health industry is going to go up or going down? Leave it into the comment. Now, look, ladies and gentlemen, we all know the truth and the fact. Yes, COVID-19 wakes everybody up. What is the figures today? This is not today. This is yesterday. 4 million, okay, infected. 302,000. This is, I think, the data is for yesterday. I'm not sure about what is today, but obviously you know that this is like a figure that is keep on going up. In United States, number 1, number 2, Russia, United Kingdom. But yet, the number of deaths at this moment of time, this has been happening from January to now, let's say around 5 months. So the number of deaths is about 300. Most of you would say that the number of deaths will continue to go up, yes. But what I want to put into your attention is this. This is COVID-19. But when we were talking about health, health is not just about viral infection. Health is about your general health. And more people are dying. 16 million people are dying every year of heart diseases. COVID-19 now, 300,000. 16 million people. Every 30 seconds, somebody has got cancer. Every 55 seconds, somebody died of cancer. Yesterday, I just went up. We were trying to buy something. I'm sure now many people are very familiar about the new normal. What is a new normal? Today, you go into a restaurant. You cannot just be sitting around with so many people. Okay, from there, what you need to do is that, look, I'm going to stand, what is the requirement? 1 meter or 1.5 meters away from you, okay, from in that sense. So there is another one, and then me, and then there is another one, okay, right behind my back. Now, why I want to give you this scenario? When I'm standing there, there's one person in front of me, one person right behind me, and then there was a long queue, okay, in that basis. So this is a new normal. We better get used to it. Until when? Until the vaccine. When is the vaccine? The expert says probably a year. So this is a new normal. But when I was standing there, there's one at my front, one at my back. Then I kind of think about this. Corona. You can say this could be a corona, this could be a corona. But what I'm saying to you, ladies and gentlemen, is this. Today, the number of people coming down from cancer, 1 out of 3, which literally means that person in front of me, that person behind of me, and me now here in the middle, it's either him, or me. It's either him or me. 1 out of 3 people would probably get cancer. But look, COVID-19, one day, we hope one day it will be over. For sure, it will be over. But another virus will come. But yet, it's not just the virus. We're talking about 177 million people with diabetes. We're talking about half of the United States of America. This figure is only going to grow. That is why health industry is here to stay and is here to continue to grow. And we are offering you this opportunity to merge these two trends from health and e-commerce. You don't have to start everything from scratch. Everything is provided with you. All you need to do is with your mobile phone, provided you have a mobile phone. Everybody has a mobile phone. And then you can actually start this business using an app. That's why we said you can build this global market at your fingertips. So that's why this is a crisis-proof business. We have just started for less than 3 years, around 3 years. Currently, I'm in Malaysia. So we have a Malaysian market, Korea, Taiwan, Vietnam, US. Okay, so some of our friends are actually in the US, and I believe that some of you are actually listening. I wish you guys well, okay, from there, because we never expect that COVID-19 has you are the hardest hit places, but stay safe, okay, from there. But always remember and educate people that immune system is the core, okay, from there. So, and then of course we have Canada, Hong Kong, Singapore, Australia, Brunei, and that's how we started a business. And of course in China, the 1.54 billion market, all you need to do all this business through an app. And what is going to happen coming soon is, now some of you probably are listening right now in the Philippines, okay, and thank you for coming on live, okay, leave your comments at the same time, and then we are going to Philippines very, very soon. Actually, we're supposed to be there right now, okay, from there, but we are not there yet. Why? Because the reason is because suddenly we were struck with COVID-19. But hopefully after COVID-19, we could officially start. And Thailand is the next one. Indonesia, 270 million. And of course, a lot of our customers in UK at the same time. And of course, India. Then those are the market that we could be penetrating very, very soon. So look, many people understand this. Okay, I'm sure you know this guy, Robert Kiyosaki. He's the guy who wrote the book called The Rich Dad Poor Dad, and he talks about the cash flow quadrant, you know, the E quadrant, the S quadrant, the B quadrant, and the I quadrant. Okay, from there. But what I want to share to you is this is the key message: rich people build networks while poor people look for work. So how do you build your network? And I'm offering you build a home-based business. Okay, now in your global network in your home. Literally, I am now in my home, and then we continue to build our global business, and we have been growing 150% for the last 3 months already. So we are offering you this opportunity, so you seriously take a look at this, okay, from there. Now, what are the benefits that you can actually get, okay, from there? So I'll take a bit of chance to actually share with you. Number one, of course, you're making a passive income. So please, for those people who are just making paycheck to paycheck, you must take a look at having a passive income. So when the people who are very fearful when COVID-19 is hit, the reason is very simple. The moment they stop working, they got no more income. The moment they are fired, they got no more income. So you got to have a passive income. So by building a home-based business, you are building your own passive income. What is passive income? Income that continues to come in. Once you build up the network, you can literally think that you can be traveling, you can be in lockdown, but still your income continues. Number two, flexibility of time. All right. Most millennials will tell me this. What is most important? My lifestyle. I want to reach very wealthy, but I do not want to sacrifice my lifestyle. What it literally means is different people have different lifestyle. So they want a flexible of time. So you can spend 2 hours a day building this home-based business. And once the business is growing bigger and stuff, it can become your global business, all right? There's no inventory, no employees, okay, and things like this. For example, during the COVID-19, during the lockdown, and many of my friends who owns big businesses. Some owns factories, some own big businesses, and then they are all in so much stress and so much fear. Why? Because there is no more revenue. You're in lockdown, but they got 200 employees. They got 300 employees, 500 employees. Even if you're locked down, you have zero revenue, you still have to pay. You get what I'm saying? You still have to pay your staff. So that's why they're so fearful. But yet, I tell many people, you produce a yearly annual revenue, sales of 100 over million. I produces 100 over million. I've got totally no staff. And by the way, I have two, a driver and a personal assistant. But look, at least I don't have to be many businesses. Look, even a small restaurant who has got 20 staffs, you got no more revenue, you couldn't survive. Why? Because you have to pay, you have a lot of overheads. Now, of course, low startup costs and also high returns. And the next thing, because of this, you can build a global market. It is also a duplicable system. Why? Because instead of helping yourself, you can also help others. And do you know that the essence of helping others, it becomes a win, win, and win. I'm going to talk about the triple win later on. It is, of course, prices proof. I've explained to you just now. And then most also importantly, anybody can actually do it, and you are helping other people. Okay, from there. So then there are a lot of my entrepreneurs, during in March, in April, they were giving me a call and giving me a text and say, "Hey, Calvin, thank you so much. I'm glad that I made that choice, 2 years ago." And that's why when people are struggling now, my income is actually multiplying. You get what I'm saying? Now, the next thing is you can be in business for yourself, but not by yourself. Listen to this. You are in business for yourself, but you're not doing it by yourself because you can build a team. And we want to welcome you into iTeam because today we can build this happy life together. Not just you, so you can also share to other people. So that's why we tell people that you can give yourself 3 years to make a difference here so that your life will be completely transformed, okay? Now, the question is, how do you do it? I want to share with you 3 simple strategies. There's only 3 simple strategies. Number 1 step is sharing. Have you heard about this word called sharing economy? Have you heard about this word? Sharing economy, okay, in that basis. So what happens is this, the power of prosumerism. Now, many people consume something today, but prosumer is a word called proactive consumer. Proactive consumer, you join it together. This is a consumer who uses the product, likes the product, share the products, and in the end of the day, he gets certain benefits. So most people will be taking it for free, you get what I'm saying? So that's why by sharing it, you are actually producing a global network of consumers. Then you can be making 3 levels of 10%, and some people are making good money from here, okay? But then there are some people who actually look at, okay, no, I want something even bigger. So how do you actually go about building this? All right, from here, the next step we want to share with you is how you can actually, second step is actually building, okay, from that basis. So building, how do you do? Now, before we do building, sharing, there are specifically 7-Eleven strategies. Now, what is 7-Eleven? You know the 7-Eleven, the convenience store, but over in iTeam, what is 7-Eleven? 11 is the 11 prosumer market. Or first thing you got to do is that I was talking about sharing. All you need to do is first evaluate yourself which category you fall into. Are you the people who want to prevent about viral infection? Those who want to prevent, strengthen immune system of cancer prevention? Those who want to detox? Those who want to stay gorgeous? Who want to stay beautiful? Those who are for their kids, you know, even a kids market is enormous market. You get what I'm saying? A beauty market is an enormous market. A detox market is an enormous market. So what you do is that pick one of their choices. Stay slim. What does it mean? People who want to slim down and diet. Pick your market. Pick your prosumer market. So what you do is that invest in a product and then sharing it, all right? Stay convenient, stay young, people who are in old age, you know? So for example, if I'm 60 years old, most of the time I'll be choosing stay young or choosing stay detox. Why? Because most of the 50, 60 years old, they will have they will probably have one kind of these 3 highs we are talking about, probably high blood pressure, high uric acid, high sugar, okay, in their blood. Then of course, stay productive people who cannot give birth, 11 market for you to choose. All you need to do, pick one and share it. Of course, this is a business of not just selling, it's a business of sharing. So it's a sharing economy. So what you do is that whatever that you are using, share it. And then how do you share it? We have all the videos, all the platforms, all the case studies, and all that. All you need to do is share it with a lot of people. So the next step is about step 2, building. So instead of just sharing to your consumers, building a prosumer-based businesses, so what at the same time, a consumer network, now you're building a network for yourself. All it takes is finding 2. Again, find how many? 2 only, okay, from that. So how do you do it? Then that's why we call this a crown program. So what do you do? Once you do this, over here, you'll be able to expand, all right? Then, remember I was talking about 7-Eleven? 11 is the prosumer market. 7 is the 7 market that you can focus on builders. Most of the people, you see, the same birds flocks together. You know what I'm saying? So employees, their friends will be employees. Stay-at-home mom, their friends will be mostly stay-at-home mom. So people who are business owners, their friends are business owners. People who are executive and professionals, their friends are professionals. Salespeople, freelancers, fresh graduates, and employees. So what you do is that different markets have different needs. And then we have all the tools and the systems and the videos and the YouTubes and all the links and the blogs for you to share to that specific market. So most of the time, you will start off from yourself. For example, let's say a stay-at-home mom. Okay, a stay-at-home mom. So a stay-at-home mom, most probably she's a lady. So she picks out of the 11 prosumer market, she pays attention about beauty. All right, she pays attention about beauty. So all she needs to do is that focus on these 2 categories, and then you start introducing and finding 2 friends, that is actually in your same market. And obviously, there's so many people out there in tremendous fear right now. All you need to do is share it to them, and it is their choice to make that decision. So to build two partners, you'll be making an additional income, all right? Then of course, if you continue to build, you can be making, remember I was talking about this figure? Okay, from there, all it takes is you introduce to two people, and then you introduce another two, they introduce another two. In the end of the day, just by having 8 people, you can be making that much of money in our Crown program. All you need to do is just follow the system. Everything, the system, the duplication, marketing system, the training system, everything is already there. But the question is this, some people will start to ask me this, is like, how do I find these people? They are everywhere. You know what I'm saying? You have a phone, you have a contacts, you have FB, you have IG, you have tons and tons of friends. You get what I'm saying? And you don't need everybody to be on board. All you need to do is find how many? 2, and then 2, find another 2, 2, find another 2. And with this 2, you can be already experiencing this form of income. Step number 3, then we go into what? Our coaching process. Step number 3, coaching. So after you coaching, you are building a win. All right. At the same time, the consumers win, yourself win, and also the introducers win. Which means if you are an introducer, you are helping other people. Consumers have a prosumer program, and as a prosumer program, look, health is something that you got to maintain on the long run. It is not just in the process of COVID-19 that you think that health is important. There's no people can tell you, I'm going to exercise for 3 months and I will be healthy for 3 years. I'll be healthy for the next 10 years. No, you got to consistently exercise. By taking care of your health, it has to be a consistent basis. So from here, the consumer wins, you yourself win at the same time. So take a look at this. So people will be making this amount of income. In the end of the day, all it takes is to find 2, then find another 2, then find another 2. And with 6 people that you are able to build up, can you imagine this? Let's say one of them builds it up, finding 2 and 2 and 2 and duplicating the system. They are making $8,000. How much you will be making? You'll be easily making $20,000-$30,000. And that is why how some of them can be making a 6-figure US income. So today my offer is to share with you this opportunity. So basically today I have basically shared this with you, and I'm sure and online there are many people right now. I would like to take some of your questions, but at the same time is you can because there is a bit of lag from the live here, so you key in some of the questions. But before that, I'm gonna share with you a short little video for about 1 minute, commercial break. So we'll come back with your question. All right. Okay, great, guys. Thank you very much, and thank you for all of you who has been very responding, putting in the comments and stuff like this. And I believe that there are so many of you from different parts of the world. So at this time, let me answer some of the question. Okay, there was somebody, Mac Anthony, sir, I don't like selling. I don't like to sell stuff. How can I 3x my income? Okay, fine. Some people say they don't like to sell stuff. Okay. Let me tell you this. When I was becoming an entrepreneur, look, nobody is trained to be an entrepreneur. Remember, I was telling you I was studying as a hotel management. You don't study hotel management and you start opening up your hotel. You go and work and get a job. So that is the normal education system. That's why it builds 95% of people in the employee group. Okay, only 5% are business builders. But when I started building the business, I was also very worried. I don't like selling and things like this. But after a while, I was being trained that this is a business of not just selling. This is a business of sharing. Remember about sharing economy? You see, I believe in this product. I believe in this vision. I believe in this is the truth. This is the future. So I just share with people, okay, from there. But after that, what happens was this. There are different levels of, when I understand selling, most people think that, you know what, I sell to people. I don't want to sell to people. Why? Because I don't want my friend to think I'm making their money. You know what I'm saying? That's how their reaction is. But look at this. Most of you only understood the lowest level of selling. The basic level of selling, the ground level of selling is selling a product. Whatever the product can be. It can be a health product. It can be a household product. It can be whatever. Okay, from there, that is selling a product. Then there is another level of selling, which is selling a concept, selling a philosophy. So when I tell people about nutritional immunology, I feel good about myself because I feel that I'm not just selling a product. Because yes, you know, people would think that, yeah, I'm making their money, especially friends and close friends. They think that they're making money. They're willing to spend money with other people and let other people make their money. Look at that. Well, funny kind of concept, you know what I'm saying? But yet, the levels of selling, from selling product, go up to selling a philosophy, selling a concept. The next thing, selling a vision. Selling a vision. You know what I'm saying? Now, then the next thing, selling a future. You know what I'm saying? From there. Look, Jack Ma doesn't need to sell Alibaba. What does Jack Ma sells? What Jack Ma sells is that he says his vision is there is no business too small that can struggle. Any business can go global. Why? Because it's providing a platform. So what I'm saying to you is that, please, some of you who doesn't like to sell, you got to learn to sell, because selling is one of the most important skill that you need to have. And once you have this skill, you can survive in any direct industry and you can flourish and thrive in any industry. But you don't fix yourself at the lowest level of selling, which is just selling a product. Sell a concept, sell a philosophy, sell a vision, sell a dream, sell a future. And that's how people will follow you. And that's how you build your networks. Okay. Now, let me take another questions. Is there other questions? Okay, yeah, this is Suying. Dato, how do I know that the products recommended work and can cure certain diseases? Do you have proof? Okay, from there. But look, ladies and gentlemen, our products, you have different products over here. The products doesn't cure any diseases. What cures the diseases is your body's immune system, because there is no doctor better than the body's immune system. But of course, some people are kind of curious. You know, I go to this doctor. Doctors say that, you know what, I've got a high blood pressure. I've got to take this medicine for the rest of my life. You know, I've got a diabetes. I go to the doctor. Doctor said that you got to take this medicine. You ask the doctor, is there a cure? The doctor say, no, I'm sorry. You got to take insulin for the rest of your life. Okay, but yet when they come to our elite business, when they understand immune system, then they start to hearing, hey, how did that person get cured from diabetes? How did that person get cured from cancer? Again, it is not this product, it's your own immune system that cures you from the diseases. Now, when your immune system is strong, you can fight the COVID-19. Even though you got COVID-19, you will survive. You know what I'm saying? Your symptoms of not able to breathe and everything will be so minimal, and some of them don't even have any symptoms. But they have the COVID-19 and they're passing to other COVID-19. But if somebody else immune system is weak, that person could die of COVID-19. So the bottom line is your immune system. But the fact is, let me also share with you this context over here. I just put this a little bit smaller. I want to share with you this very, very, very important context here. Now, this is you. Okay, this is you. All right, this is you yourself. You have your body. Your body is made up of different systems. The different systems are made up of different organs. The different organs are made up of different cells. Cells inside there is a lot of DNAs. So why some people say that, hey, you know what? Doctors say there is no cure for this. How did I recover? How did that person recover? You guys must be overselling. No, the fact is, why is it recovering? Very simple. Because in Western science, many Western doctors, what they pay attention to is organs. So If my heart is not good, I can change my heart. If my liver is not good, I can change my liver. If my kidney is not good, I can change my kidney. But the truth is, if the cells in the organ is healthy, system is healthy, your body is healthy. What the cells needs? What our products do is just to provide the cells with good nutrients, good nutrition. That's about it, right? That's why it works. Okay, from there. And the major difference between us, okay, and a wellness industry and medical industry is many medical industry that pay attention to what? The symptoms of the problem. But they do not pay attention to the cause of the problem. For example, you have a headache. There are hundreds of reasons why you have headache. But when you go see a doctor, everything, what do you do? Painkillers. You have a pain here, your pain in the stomach, your pain in the gastric, pain in anywhere, they give you a painkiller. So what it does is that it numbs your systems, your symptoms, but it doesn't solve the cause of your problem. And many times, people are too dependent on certain drugs and medicine, and then after a while, they become dependent of the medicine. So you couldn't stop taking the medicine. All it takes for you is to rejuvenate your system. So instead of using a substitute, a drug to take the place of your immune system, what you need to do is you rejuvenate. Allow your cells to be stronger, allow your organ to be stronger, your system will be stronger, and that's how you can recover from all kinds. 99% of diseases are all related to your immune system. That is why we are so 100% sure that we can help a lot of people in terms of any form of health issues and things like this. But again, please, the product cannot cure anything. It is just a nutrition. A baby can take it, a pregnant woman can take it, and people who are sick can take it. And we don't want you to wait until you are sick to be taking it. Prevention is better than cure. Remember, prevention is better than cure, okay? That is the thing that I want to emphasize to you, all right? Now, another questions? Is there another questions? Yeah. We have still a little bit of time. Dato, I have got limited contacts. How can I start sharing? People say you have limited contacts. It's just like young people. I remember the journey when I was building the business. I was 20 years old. I want to become an entrepreneur. I know that I cannot depend on paycheck to paycheck. Then I started sharing to people. And then most young people at 19, 20 years old, they wouldn't pay attention to health. Not like today, young people are very attentive to health, especially now when COVID-19 strikes and things like this. But yet, I realized that, my young people don't listen to me, old people doesn't listen to me. So where is my contacts? And again, what I'm saying to you is that all it takes is just 2. By the way, in your phone, you have a contacts group from A to Z. Please try to slow it down. Please try to slow it down all the way from A to Z. Some of you will take so long. Oh my God, so many contacts. Don't tell me you have no contact. You have lots of contacts. All you need to do is find the people with that needs. So all you need to do is that open up yourself, let people know that you have something that can solve their problem. It's not about I am here to sell you something. No, I have something that you might need. I have something that might help you on your health. I have something that might help your kid who's got asthma and sinus for all these years. I have something that can help you to have extra income so that you do not have to be fearful that you probably would lose your job. You get what I'm saying? So this is the process that you should continue. And and by the way, those of you who say that you don't have contacts, you actually do. But the beautiful thing about multiplex income is this. Remember I was telling you that I am sharing to 2 persons? Okay? So did I ask you just now? This is you. So you have a mobile phone. You have contacts A to Z. When I find my friend A has his mobile phone from A to Z, which literally means, now let me ask you this. All the contacts in my A's contacts, do I know all of them? No. So but literally what happens is by leveraging your network, you leverage your time, and by leveraging your time, you also leverages your income. Because you have minimum income, especially when you are millennials, because You haven't been into market yet. You're a fresh graduate and things like this. But by the way, I'm sure some people are more social than others. Some people are less social. You have less friends. But because you have less friends, this is the best tool for you to expand your network. Why? Because the bigger your network, the bigger your income. So how do you do that? So this A's network, this B's network, and his contacts all become your contacts. That is how we have a global network in Philippines, in Australia, in United States of America. I did not literally know them. And some of them joined that network without me even knowing it. Why? Because it's e-commerce. You know what I'm saying? So this is a great opportunity that I'm actually offering to all of you guys. So take a look at it, okay? From here. Now, any more questions? So I've got not enough time, okay? How can I 3x my income, okay? Everybody has 24 hours, all right? Literally not 24 hours. Let me give you another figure here. What is 1440? All right, put it into the comment. 1440, put it into the comment. 1440, what is it? You have 1440 minutes every single day. 1,440 chances for you to make a chance. Do you know that today somebody's life can change within that minute, in that heartbeat? All you need to do is go out, share with other people, and then you know what? It is not your decision to make that choice. It is their decision. Your job is just to share it out to as many people as you want. Okay, from there. So that is, everybody has limited time, 24 hours, okay, which is actually 1,440 minutes. But if you use it productively, that's why when you're building our business, it doesn't take a lot of time. It doesn't take a lot of time. You just put out 1 hour a day, 2 hours a day, 3 hours a day, just to follow the system, duplicate the system, share that process. And at the same time, you know what? To convince people, you must first convince yourself. Isn't that true? Yeah? When you ask people to take that product, the next question will be, did you take the product? You know what I'm saying? And some people, after taking the product, they don't even have to sell. Why? Because the pull factor happens. You don't even have to go and push people to buy it. Why? Because the pull factor happens. Why? Because people will say, hey, what have you been taking? You look younger. What have you been taking? You look more vibrant. What have you been taking? I know you had this allergic problem. How did you change? You know, things like this. And that becomes a pull factor. So all you need to do is that time is not an excuse, right? No context is not an excuse. All you need to do is follow that steps. And you know what? Every single day we have 1,440 opportunity. So don't waste that time off. Okay, from there. Now, any more questions? Yeah, during the crisis, many people are not having income and having pay card. They inform that they don't have money to invest in this business. How should we tell them? Okay, thank you very much for that question. All right. Now, everybody at this moment of time is again, what we are doing over here is this. Why do we say that the business is a crisis-proof business? Okay, crisis-proof business, because at this moment of time, there is these two legs, consumer, and at the same time, what? Our business builder. I will agree with you. In times of an economic crisis, people spend less. It is normal. It is just like, how many of you, after your lockdown, will go out and buy yourself a new Mercedes-Benz, a new BMWs, a new luxury car? No, not many of you. You know what I'm saying? Why? Because you know that the economy is not very good. So there are certain things that you will cut down on, but yet health is something as a necessity. Yes, I know. Some people, I used to be making that much of money. So today my buying power has shrunk a little bit. Okay, from there. So they will pick on certain things that is their necessity. So let me ask you this. Now your income is low. But if somebody is sick, if somebody has a need, do you think health you cannot put a price tag on health. You cannot put a price tag on wealth, on your life. You get what I'm saying? Health is something, your life is something that is priceless, that is valuable. But when people understand the immune system is so important, they will pay. But yes, I agree. When the economy is good, I can pay $2,000. When the economy is not good, I cannot afford $1,000. I cannot afford $600. Well, I can still affect the minimum. But yet, I will tell them, because you are hit by the crisis, Don't just wait there and die. Don't just wait there and freeze. You must break out of the comfort zone, do something, go out and find builders. Go out and find builders. Can you imagine the biggest hit industry, airlines industry, travel industry? How many people are there? Thousands of them. So let me give you an example. Let's say I'm a stewardess. No, I'm a steward. Okay, from there. So if I am been retrenched, do you think I'm the only one? I think I'm the only airline? No. But again, I'm saying to you is that you will have friends of the same industry. So what you need to do, go and find that too. Go and find that too. And then there will be people who are willing to afford and are willing to pay because they have a need. You get what I'm saying? COVID-19, don't choose rich or poor. Don't choose which country to strike. You know what I'm saying? What they choose is that whose immune system is strong, whose immune system is weak. And that way that you will be struck. Okay, from there. So what you need to do is go out, expand yourself. Then you start to realize that, look, some people say that, you know what, economy is not good. There's no money out there. There are tons of money out there. This is only your mindset. It is only your concept. I still remember there was a time there was a lecturer who told me there was this business, a business who is producing shoes, and then they want to sell their shoes to the Africa. So he sent 2 marketing surveyor go to Africa. So the first surveyor came back and tell the boss, he said, boss, cannot sell our shoe in the Africa. Why? Because nobody buys shoes. Now the second surveyor comes back. He said, boss, sell. We must go into Africa. Why? Because nobody wears shoes. As long as one person wear one pair of shoes, we have got unlimited income. Okay, from there. Same scenario. Crisis is a crisis. It's something you could not change. But what you need to do is that your mindset has to change. So when you ask that question about, you know what, the market is as such, most people, I would say to you is that you are still thinking in the mindset of an employee. You as a business owner, you know the opportunity is out there. Yes, different people have different needs. Okay, different people can afford different investments. You get what I'm saying? So it's the same thing. There is no excuse. You know what, I cannot save. You know what, I don't. No way. You can if you want to, all right, in that basis. So it's a mindset. And because of the right mindset, you can actually change and take different actions. Okay, that is my suggestion to you. Now let us take 1 or 2 more questions. All right, Dato, may I ask nowadays? Oh, this is the same. Oh no, there are many products that can boost up the immune system too. Okay, yes, I choose. Okay, what? Is there another questions? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Anyway, I guess there will be more and more questions that we can actually look into. But today, by sharing to you about this 3x your income in the times of a pandemic, what is very important for you is this. Okay, from here. Now, some of us has been locked down. For us in Malaysia, ever since the 18th of March to now, literally almost 2 months. We might be locked down further. Singapore will be locked down further. Different countries might have a second wave, and then there'll be further lockdown. But I mean, those are things that we couldn't change. But what I want you to do is that focus on things that you can do, focus on things that you can control, and this making a choice, that is something that you can actually do it now. Now, there is one more question. Let me ask you this. I'm turning 40 this year. I am a simple person. I'm already satisfied with what I have now and the money I will leave to my family, a birth average among Filipinos. Oh, thank you for this question. I like the concept and vision that you have shared, and that I need is how I can make myself become more ambitious so that will have more drive. Oh, okay. It's very good. It's great that you are financially independent, okay, at this stage of time. What I'm suggesting you to do is this. Now, when I first built my first million income, then I thought, hey, you know what, that is great enough. Then I start to realize that, you know what, there is better, there is bigger and something better. Now, the reason is not because of you just by greed. No, it is you got to find, once you reach a certain stage, you have got your goals. You have achieved your goals. What do you do? Set another new goals. Then you go further. But in the beginning, most people in the beginning of and being an entrepreneur, well, first of all, why you want to be an entrepreneur? Why? Because you want to make more money than you are being an employee. You want to have financial freedom. You want to be free. You want to provide more for your family members and things like this. But yet, in the very beginning, most of the time, it's about your income, your financial. But after a while, this vision, this purpose gets bigger and bigger. So that's why we ask people, we tell people that, you know what, in the end of the day, it's not just about yourself. What about your friends? What about your family? What about your relatives? Especially in Philippines, they have lots of relatives. They're always my nieces, my nephews, my cousins, and everywhere. Okay, from there, that's why you have 100 million population. But you know what? You can actually help a lot of people at the same time. It is definitely bigger than yourself. Okay, it's definitely bigger than yourself. So that is why we always have this drive, because as a leader, I see ourselves as a leader, so that if I do not continue to grow, I cannot get the whole team to actually grow. So at this moment of time, I really ask of you to go out and see the world. Really, go out and see the world. All right, from there. For example, now that I'm staying in my dream home, right now, that I'm staying in my dream home, then my neighbors that is only a couple of houses away from here, he's one of the top 10 richest person in Malaysia. So when you compare, when you take a look at how people are bigger and bigger and things like this, then you start to ask yourself, you know what, I can be even better. So it's not about you comparing with other people. No, you are taking others as an example. What can I learn and how can I actually grow? Because if you do not grow, you are actually decaying. You get what I'm saying? So we must continue to grow. But at the end of the day, it is not just about chasing only this, okay, at the same time. So that's why when we started iTeam, our vision is very clear, is to make dreams a reality by helping others. Making dreams a reality by helping others. Because the more people fulfill their dreams, bigger our dreams become. You get what I'm saying? So my suggestion is you just do that. And then if you can, go travel around the world, then you start to realize that, you know what? The wealth that I have, the success I have is actually very small comparatively. You know what I'm saying? I remember one of my neighbor who was staying here. He's one of the big shot developer. A property developer. They make a lot of money. So one day he told me, you know what? I went to China, and I was sitting with some friends and they were having dinners and things like this. Then he met a friend, and then this China friend, he told him that I'm just a contractor. So listen, I'm a Malaysian developer, and he met a friend, he's a China contractor. Contractor who take contracts, and this guy is a big developer, big shot developer. And then when he meets this contractor, then when they were talking, and then they realized, suddenly, he realized that, you know what, I shouldn't be proud of myself at all. Why? Because that contractor in China is almost 50 times bigger than him as a developer. The world is so huge. Okay? But again, drive is not just about wealth. Drive is about what else you can produce, what else you can provide, what else you can serve, what else you can help other people. And I'm sure that when you focus on that, you will be able to build a magnificent team. And in the end of the day, happy life is about a balance of health, wealth, time, and freedom. Happy life is about having the time, freedom to do the thing you love. Happy times is about you providing, yes, you are financially free. What about your future? What about your kids and things like this? So at the same time, I'm saying to you, and many thanks to those people who had attended our live today. And thank you, all of you, for your questions. I will just take that question as the last questions. And I hope to see you again on live. And I hope that today you have this message. Okay, you have this message. And I'm telling you, for the next 6 months, it is important of your focus. It is also very important of what are you going to do about it. The crisis is here. The recession is here. Probably the depression is here. But what are you going to do about it? Because your choice is going to change your life, and not just your life, and the life of your loved ones. So I would like to leave you with the last message over here. And everyone, please leave your comment. Say, yes, I can, before we conclude this seminar. Say, yes, I can. Type it again. Yes, I can. This is iTeam's slogan. And in fact, it's not a slogan. It is a way of life. It is a way of mindset that is like flowing in our blood. So I'm hoping that I'm telling you, yes, you can make that change. And within this couple of months, then when in the pandemic, you can also 3x your income. With that, I thank you, every one of you that comes on live. Thank you very much. We'll see you again. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Bye-bye. Thank you.
Yes, I can make a difference, break out of the silence, start my life anew. Yes, I can build a better world and a better life where dreams come true. Here's the chance to start over again. The power is in my hands. Yes, 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 I can. Oh, oh, oh. But there's a brighter day we've never seen before. Oh, soon we will find the place we've been always looking for. So hold on to all your dreams. Don't ever let them go. Yes, I can make a difference, break out of the silence, start my life anew. Yes, I can build a better world and a better life where dreams come true. Here's the chance to start over again. The power is in my hands. Yes, 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 I can. No, it's not over till it's over now. As long as we're together.